Hanging out here with car owner Brandon Warner. Of course, his son runs in the 305 sprint car division. We've had some questions lately about wings. And of course, in sprint cars, there's 410, 360, 305, then micro sprints and things like that. These wings move a little bit differently than the wings in the 360 and 410s. Those we can actually move the wing as we're sitting and racing in the car, but you cannot do that in a 305, can you, Brandon?
No, you actually cannot. Everything is done by a manual wing slider.
Okay. Easy enough to change during the pits and like before heats and things like that. It's easy to make the adjustments we need to make.
Oh yeah, of course. Yep, just takes one guy usually, can slide it back, move it forward, and get it in any position that you would like.
So we can slide it and do all those things. We just have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yes. Yep. Not while you're on the track. It has to be done in the pit area.
Okay, we're going to start here at the back. This is the support, the rear support of the wing. What can we do here?
Yep. This is called your wing trim. This here, as you pop the pin, you can push the back of the wing either up or down. And this is all done by a series of holes and pins in between the slider and the wing tree.
And obviously when we put the wing up tall, it gives us more downforce, hurts our speed, but helps the grip coming out, I would imagine.
Yes, of course. Yep. Usually as the night goes on, we typically go up as the track gets slicker just to try to get some more rear grip.
Okay, all right. Now the slider part, we're going to move over to this part of the car here. Of course, I also see we have an adjuster here.
Yep, that's your manual wing slider. And as the night goes on, we typically will move the wing back to the back of the car for also, it will tighten the car up as it gives the rear end more drive. Okay. It's going to give you more pressure on your rear tires. And that's all done just as simple as pulling that silver pin right there, and you get on the front of the wing and just shove the whole thing back, and you get it in your desired holes there, push the pin back in, and off you go. Very simple.
That will actually change what we see in here at the same time.
Yep,
right?
Exactly. Those grooves right there, you can watch the whole wing come back. Mm-hmm. And the further down that silver wing post is on your wing is going to tighten the car up by giving you more down pressure on the rear tires.
Okay. So like after the heat race, what would we do for the feature?
Usually after the heat race, it's all dependent on the driver. But if Blake comes in and tells me the car is very loose, that is one of the first things I'm going to go to is that wing by moving it back. That is going to tighten the car up.
Okay. Now we're going to go to the front. Of course, there are two wings on every sprint car that you see out there. And this is the front wing right here. Here are adjustments right here. So you can see you can move that right there. So as we move that angle up and down, what does it do?
It is going to decrease your steerability in the front. Typically, we go everywhere at 30 degrees. This top part of that wing right there, if you were to put a angle finder on it, right now I've got everything at 30 degrees. Okay. And that's pretty universal for wherever we go. Okay. Maybe on a bigger track with higher speeds, I might typically take a little bit of angle out of it just so it doesn't slow the car down as much.
Okay. And now does affecting that angle have anything to do with the top wing?
Yeah, typically. A lot of times you want it in line. If you can see from the front of the wing, the center of the wing, you always kind of want the wind to kind of go up and hit this as well. Okay. A lot of times if it's too low, the wind might miss the top board, the top center section. Okay. So a lot of times you want to try to keep it so it will go up and blow on that center section.
Is that something we adjust on a race night, or we usually leave that alone?
I personally usually leave it alone.
Okay.
I at 30 degrees, and I leave it there pretty much for the whole season with a 305.
Okay. All right. So if you were wondering, you've seen the guys in the 360s and 410s moving the wings. Can't do it here. They have to do it the old-fashioned way, but still a lot of adjustability on these wings in the 305 sprints.